All right, we're going to do your forensic investigation. Now remember, Scorpio, we don't try to make this fit into our life. It's energy that's picked up. It isn't always 100% right on, okay? It's ideas, it's entertainment, okay? Yes, it is somebody's story, okay? But it doesn't mean it's yours. Like, entertainment is fun, you know, and that's how, you know, tarot, anything with cards needs to be looked at, you know, and sometimes we look at cards for inspiration, you know, they have inspirational quotes and whatnot. And anyway, you know, this is entertainment, so I want you to always remember that. But let's get into your forensic investigation, Scorpio. Okay, so this is intense. This is quite different than any of the other investigations I've done, and this is the last sign of all the zodiac signs I've done, okay? This is actually quite heartbreaking one, okay? I mean, they all are, but okay. Now, the victim was desperately trying to juggle multiple heavy responsibilities, secrets, and conflicting areas of life. And their focus was entirely split. This can be living two lives, two different lives, likely making them unaware of imminent danger and vulnerable to being caught off guard. They were caught in a loop of trying to maintain a facade and keep a volatile situation afloat as well. As far as death, the victim did not go down easily. They were actively fighting back against overwhelming odds. A sudden ambush may have happened. This is like an aggressive onslaught. There was a fight. There could have been a struggle on a stairs or a balcony, a ledge, some type of elevated platform. Could have just been upstairs. There was structural trauma. There were strikes from an object and injuries that were sustained while trying to ward off a brutal physical attack. Here we have the Emperor as the perpetrator. The driving force behind the attack, it was cold. It was calculated desire for absolute control, for dominance and authority. The perpetrator acted out of a need to enforce their will. This is punish perceived in subordination. Some words I have a hard time saying, you guys. It's just the way I am. Insubordination, I believe. So this person wanted their way, you know, I feel like not just the person they were married to, which is the victim, but everybody. Wanted everybody submissive to this person. Whether this is a male or a female, because this can be a female in male energy, okay? Because you have to remember the cards are energy. So this individual was trying to enforce their will and eliminate someone threatening their status. This is not a crime of passion. It stems from systemic tyrannical mindset where the perpetrator felt entitled to take life to maintain order and protect protect their empire. The victim likely defied the perpetrator's strict boundaries, their rules and authority, prompting a severe and ruthless disciplinary action. Okay. Wow. So the crime, it likely took place in a location like a surgery center. So it could have been even in a hospital, like at a higher level of the hospital, or it could be a butcher shop, it could be a construction zone, you know, with heavy blades, or it could be a location that was physically divided by wire and fences, you know, but just elevated. The crime occurred also during, there could have been a rainstorm, could have been a flash flood, could have been some water damage. The weather, the water may also too have contaminated the scene and washed away some critical surface traces of evidence that, you know, is being covered up. With the Lovers here, what was being covered up, and the secret is, it was a toxic partnership. So there could have been, okay, all right, more stuff's coming to me. This could have happened in, so a medical field, medical office. This could have been where the affair was taking place as well. So please keep this into account, okay? The secret is that there was a toxic partnership, an extramarital affair taking place. This was a deep betrayal of loyalty that has been being actively hidden. So this has been taking place for some time because it's actively hidden. Okay? Yeah, the evidence covered up involves communication records such as emails, text logs, and letters between the co-conspirators. Okay? Or even a victim, a trusted insider as well. A victim or a trusted insider. So, you know, someone could have been threatening to tell the secret, someone who knows about it. Yeah, this is very toxic. This was a secret they hid together. Look, if you look at this upright, this is a male and a female intertwined here into the tree. This is the tree of death. They made a pact here that they would keep their secret, okay? And any evil that they were doing together aside of their toxic sexual relationship. Authorities have focused on a lone actor, you know, entirely overlooking the second person, not understanding that this was a conspiracy between two. This was an act done between two people who helped clean up, who lied, and who provided a false alibi. The crime was born out of a terrible choice, out of temptation, and personal alignment that someone's going to extreme lengths to keep secret. Now, the resolution here, though, wow, look at this. The resolution here, it's bittersweet, people. This is bittersweet. Heavily overshadowed by lingering grief and regret. The resolution will not bring a celebratory sense of closure either. The truth will surface, but it will happen slowly through a grueling process of uncovering old wounds. While legal justice and karmic balance will technically be reached, the emotional cost is devastating. The outcome emphasizes that the damage cannot be undone. The focus will remain on the wreckage and what was lost rather than a clean victory. Balance is restored not by reversing the tragedy, but by forcing the guilty party to live with the inescapable weight and public shame of their choices. Okay. If this wasn't a physical death, then this was the thoughts of the perpetrator to take someone out because they felt like this individual was a threat. Okay. Here we have the moon mistress. Do not hide the unique, strange, unconventional parts of yourself. Your weirdness is actually your greatness, your power source. Trust your gut feelings about people and situations, and don't hesitate either to enforce your personal boundaries. You know, if you feel like your boundaries are being, people are trying to come into your energy, whether through the spiritual, because there's spiritual warfare, people do weird things, they learn how to astral travel, they learn black magic, and they can attack people in these ways, okay? So that's boundary. That's crossing boundaries, not only just, what's physically seen, but there's the unseen as well. If you're interested in the unseen and things that are harder to see and understand, you can check out my other platform. It's Melodies Light in the Darkness M12, I believe 1287. Yeah, it's my other YouTube channel that I have not been on in a long time. It's Speaking the Word of the Lord. I have been attacked, without good cause. I feel like I have been a threat to many because I know things I should not normally know because I'm connected to Source before I ever picked up cards, And so I'll know things, and so I've been seen as a threat, and so I have been attacked in many ways. And so I give hidden things, hidden secrets as to how spiritual warfare can work. But I speak the word, the truth of the Lord. But for now, I will be on here. I will be pulling cards for now. I don't believe I'll do this forever. But the Lord said to expose the wicked from among us. And I do not believe that tarot is wrong in a lot of ways. It depends on how you're using it. In the scriptures, it talks about how the Lord looks at the motives of the heart, okay? And So we need to keep that into account, okay? I'm not on here necessarily to, you know, read the future. I don't care for divination myself, but I do like to expose truths because much has been done against me, and I don't feel like I've received my justice. And I may be on here until I actually receive it in full. Yeah. Yeah, I want my justice, and I want it right now. So anyways, I will just continue to expose the wicked from among me, and I don't know, I mean, I feel like it's something I'll do forever, but not necessarily through the cards. Anyway, Scorpio, let's see which energies, signs, okay, that may possibly also to be involved here. Most High, Holy Spirit, please give us, accurate messages. Leo? We have a Leo that may be involved here. Okay, there could have been like a Leo or Leo energy. Okay, this person could even have Leo in their chart. Okay, yeah. We have Venus here. That's, you know, love. It's even material wealth. This is a fiery, conflicting individual. This is an individual that, you know, doesn't have any problem with starting war. We also have a Gemini here, which can be a Gemini or a lover. Okay, we also have Scorpio here, which would be you, Scorpio, okay? There could have been a Capricorn around, but this is really just devilish energy. We also have an Aries here and low vibing, okay? This Aries may not want to communicate with you. We have a Libra here that knows something, and about a Sagittarius as well, concerning a Sagittarius and a Pisces. This could also be a Sagittarius Pisces. Something that took place here, possibly in the workplace, okay? Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, there's been illusion and there's been illusions about this situation as well. But there will be a quick change to this, without a doubt. Let's see what else we have here. Yes, there was spell work taking place. There was spell work involved, absolutely, without question, so that they could manifest what they wanted to manifest. And I believe that part of what they're wanting to manifest here are illusions, so that people couldn't see clearly in what was taking place in the environment, which I believe is this marital affair. Okay? Yeah. This whole situation is bringing about a rebirth from out of the cold. Yeah, there will be a rebirth to the whole situation, but we see here, you know, that the truth comes to light. Yeah, the whole point was, I mean, just to bring everybody out of balance through this spell work. By causing illusion, so people would not see clearly. Yeah, So this was a purposeful deed that was done here. Yeah, there could be people here included that you're familiar with, and some that you were not quite familiar with here. Okay. Yeah, death. Death was to be the ultimate, to be what would come from this. Yeah, so that they could assume power and authority. So this brings me to that emperor. So this emperor could assume authority and control over what he wants. So he could dominate the situation and people. Because earlier on, remember how I said that this is an emperor that wasn't only looking to just dominate his personal situation, well, his relationship with his wife and possibly his lover, but everybody around, to cause illusions so no one could see what was happening. Yeah, see, it's very clear here. Okay, especially because we have Neptune here in the spell work. Okay, yeah. Anyway, Scorpio, I hope that this has helped you, whether this is you or somebody around you. I mean, you just know your story better than I do as far as your situation goes, okay? I just have what you can't see. You're the surface, and I'm underneath it. I'm underneath it all, the problem solver. All right, Scorpio, bye for now.